Another candidate assassinated in Mexico ahead of June 6 vote, bringing to 34 the total number of candidates murdered nationwide.
Here's a summary of the article.
A mayoral candidate has been killed in Mexico, bringing to 34 the total number of candidates murdered nationwide ahead of June 6 legislative elections that will fill thousands of local seats and nearly half of the country's governors. On Wednesday, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said the killing was, without doubt, the work of organized criminal gangs who were killing candidates to scare voters away from the polls. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said the gangs were killing candidates to scare voters away from the polls. Experts say drug gangs want to place sympathetic candidates in town halls and city governments, so they can operate without interference from police and extort money from local businesses and government budgets. People carrying a photo of José Remedios Aguirre, a mayoral candidate who was shot dead in broad daylight in Apaseo El Alto, Mexico. Tony Payan, director of the Center for the United States and Mexico at the Baker Institute, said the June 6 election is particularly crucial for organized criminal groups, as it will select hundreds of mayorship positions across the country. Organized crime is fully engaged in this election, Payan said. They are killing and kidnapping candidates and extorting money from candidates, even asking certain candidates to step down because they understand who can be their ally and who can be controlled once they get into local government. The Intellect consulting firm said the overwhelming majority of the 34 slain candidates were vying for nominations or running for local posts. Translation: with the assassination of the Citizens Movement candidate for mayor of #Meroleon, Guanajuato, Alma Barragán, 88 politicians have been assassinated during #Elecciones 2021 MX. Barragán was running on the ticket of the small Citizens Movement Party.
This post received a score of 49,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Watch the video of police arresting El Chapo's son and then immediately releasing him. It's so causal and obviously that the cartels controls everything.
That shit was crazy. I had to experience it personally since I was in Culiacán for work. The cartel completely paralyzed the biggest and busiest points of the city at peak hour. We were about to get off work to go to a restaurant and visit the malls. Literally, it was the hour when parents are picking up their children from schools, and the cartel directly attacked all police and army units in the places where their families used to live. I don't agree at all with the decision, but more lives were saved than you can imagine just by letting go that MF.
Honest question: why wouldn't the government at that point give full go to the citizens, bring back bounties and just say go for it? If shit is that out of control where you have basically a paramilitary occupation, why not enlist every able-bodied person to take out that threat? As an example, you see cartel activity just kill on sight not just the police or army or anti-terror like the average citizen that lives in the community and knows who the scum is.
The fucking Zetas used to beat people until all their bones were broken and then throw them in a barrel and burn them alive while their families watched. One cartel incident involved a boy strapped with dynamite and the cartel's members made little dude's dad watch while they blew him to smithereens. The Zetas murdered an entire fucking village because a snitch lived there. If you fucked around with these animals, they would find your family members and murder them in ways that most humans cannot even imagine. The leader of the Zetas is still in prison in Mexico today, in a population with people whose family members he has definitely tortured and murdered. And he's doing just fine.
I remember last year I was planning to go on vacation at a popular spot there, pre-COVID, and looked into the local news and seen that the cartels beheaded a few people, rivals or police can't remember, and stuck their heads on a fence with a big sign attached to the heads. It was gruesome. After that I thought twice.
Imagine if only one candidate got killed in the US, it would be a huge deal and all over the news. Meanwhile we have 34 in Mexico in just months and it's business as usual, you can barely hear about it in the news. Cartels are terrorists.
Mexico is a narco state at this point. The federal government barely controls Mexico City and AMLO is just a cartel patsy. The UN needs to send in peacekeepers and stop pretending the situation in Mexico is okay.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.